Hey, I'm live already. This is super fast. So welcome to Loves Your Ways Weekly. I'm in my kitchen. I'm gonna show a bit less of what's going on here. I'm Evelina, and I'm one of the co-hosts and co-creators of Loves Your Ways. And I'm going to be joined by Bettina Steinbrugger of Eerdbeerwoche in just a few moments. Those of you who watch this know that it takes a bit of time sometimes to find the notifications that the live is happening. So Bettina will be joining us shortly. Let's see how that goes. I hope everyone is doing well and that you are all celebrating Menstrual Week, because that's our topic. Periods, reusable period products is the topic that we have today together with Bettina. Let's see if I can see if she's joining us. Almost soon. Hey everyone, welcome to Loves Your Ways Weekly. We'll be joined shortly by Bettina Steinbrugger of Eerdbeerwoche. Let's see how this goes. Soon. So in the meantime, I can tell you all, after this live is finished, you should definitely go and check out the Menstrual hashtag. There is so much fun. Tina should be with us in a few seconds. It always takes a bit of time. Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Hi, how are you this morning, Bettina?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good as well. To celebrate Menstrual Week, I even put on a bit of lipstick today. So I'm good.
Great. Me too.
Awesome. Perfect. So we have about 20 minutes together now. And I'm really happy that you joined us. And I just want to tell our viewers, listeners, that some of you might recognize Eerdbeerwoche. We had the other co-founder, Anna-Marie Harand. She's been on one of our most listened episodes ever. It's No Excuse for Single Use, which was released quite some time ago now. It's very popular. And so you, Bettina, are the other co-founder of
Yes.
Eerdbeerwoche. Yes, awesome. So we're really happy to have you with us. Just want to tell a bit of background also for those who are joining the broadcast now. So this week is Menstrual Week, and Love Zero Waste is currently collaborating with Zero Waste Europe, where we're scanning Europe for zero waste trends throughout the month of October. And this week we're focusing on menstruation products and reuse and quitting single-use plastic items in general. So we're kind of focusing on that through a menstruation lens. And if you want to read more about this collaboration, you can pop on over to thegoodtry.com or circulus.biz or read more here on Love Zero Waste. And so now today we're about to revisit Eerdbeerwoche, and Bettina is the co-founder and CEO of Eerdbeerwoche. And do you want to just tell us super briefly what Eerdbeerwoche does?
Yes, sure. Well, we were actually, I think, one of the first or even the first social business from Austria that is focused on the issue of menstruation and sustainable menstrual products. So our aim is to break the taboo of menstruation on the one hand and to mainstream sustainable menstrual products such as zero waste products. So that is basically our mission. And yeah, we are operating in different fields by now. We've started off as a really small awareness raising platform where we just saw the need that, well, menstruation is still such a big taboo and women are not talking about it actually. And that one of the consequences of this is that most women or people who menstruate do not know about the materials and ingredients of the products that they use every month. So this was more or less the starting point of Eerdbeerwoche, and now almost 10 years later, I can't believe it. Yeah, that it has been really almost 10 years. I think many things have happened. I think the taboo is not broken yet, but we're on a good track. We've seen many things happen in the last years, and also zero waste products are becoming mainstream, and we're particularly happy about that.
That's awesome. So that actually leads me to my first question. So what recent developments do you see around reusable menstruation products in Austria in particular?
Well, in Austria, we can see that zero waste products are really becoming mainstream, especially the menstrual cup. I still remember when we started off in 2010, 2011, and it was actually Annemarie, my co-founder, who first came across the menstrual cup, and she showed this to me, and I was just, oh no, this is never going to work, and I don't think that this can be a product that will have a future. And it was just a couple of years later that we can now find those products in many supermarkets, in more and more online shops have them. And I think the current numbers show that almost 10% of women in Austria use menstrual cups already. So this has increased enormously over the last years. We can still see some doubts though. Some women who buy one and then they're still hesitating to really use it. That's why we focus a lot on awareness raising and explaining how to use them in order to make them work more easily. But it's not just about the menstrual cups. We can also see an increase of other products such as cloth pads and recently period underwear, which are becoming more and more popular. I think the advantages are crystal clear. They are even easier to handle than the menstrual cups, and they're great as a backup. Also, if you, for instance, still use tampons because you do not really dare to completely switch to zero waste product, then you can use a period panty or a cloth pad just as a backup. But then we have the experience that slowly women, when they try it out, they switch completely to zero waste products.
Okay, that's good to hear. And do you have a European perspective on this as well? Do you see any trends across Europe regarding reusable menstruation products?
Yes, definitely. That's not just a movement in Austria, but also on a European or even on a global level. We can see. I think the most recent and most significant development in that regard was the new EU regulation on single-use plastic, which will become effective next year, and which is actually prohibiting some products completely made of single-use plastic, such as cotton buds or drinking straws. Unfortunately, menstrual products did not make it into that category of prohibited products. The lobby of the single-use tampons and pads industry is still too strong. That's at least our view on that. But at least one success is that single-use plastic that is used in tampons and pads has to be declared on the packaging starting next year. So, because this is something that is still a lack in the EU regulation in general, that the ingredients and the materials of period products do not have to be declared on the packaging. This is due to the fact that menstrual products are declared as commodities in Europe and not as medical devices. So therefore, you have to imagine that also the limit of pesticides or chemicals that are allowed in tampons and pads are the same, such as in tennis rackets or furniture, and not as products that... Yeah, it's crazy. Products that you're actually wearing in your body. Yeah. So at least I think that is one very important step on an EU level for more transparency in the menstrual hygiene sector.
What do you think that we can do to kind of add to that voice of being critical towards the fact that it's not declared on the packaging what it contains? What can we do? It's so frustrating.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to really to break the taboo, to talk about those things with whoever. So with your friends, with family, when you're in the supermarket and you're seeing a box of tampons where the ingredients are not declared, just go to the supermarket lady and tell her, sorry, do you know why, the ingredients are not declared? Maybe can you forward this to your boss, etc. To just write emails, sign petitions that are out there for those products. I think that all the protests that have been going on for years now on a global level, actually, they slowly showing some effect. So whatever you can do to raise your voice individually when you're out, or on a digital level on social media, etc., just do it.
It's super important. So as I mentioned in the beginning, Environmenstrual Week is happening right now. And in the campaign, they're using expressions such as period proud. I've seen that you are using knowledge is period power. And why do you think it's so popular to use these strong expressions of knowledge and power in a period context? What does that do with a conversation around periods?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we know that language is power, actually. And we found out in several surveys that we conducted over the last years, and especially one that we conducted 3 years ago among more than 1,000 Austrian teenagers, that over 60% of girls have a negative attitude towards the period. And that most of the associations they have with period is either pain, blood, or disgust. So it's really very negative. And that is, I think, one of the reasons that why it is so important to switch this negative attitude towards a more positive one. And that is why it is really important to use strong words as well, and to show that this is nothing disgusting, that it is supernatural, and that we can actually be proud, to menstruate. So, I mean, it is still a taboo in countries like Austria, but other countries such as India or some African countries, I mean, the taboo is even bigger there, and girls are being expelled during their period from home, from school, etc. So the effects are even stronger, and that is why I think it is so important to also use strong words when trying to break that taboo.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm an adult. I've had my periods for I don't know how many years, and I still kind of, when I'm on my period, I'm still checking, like, are there any stains? Is it visible somehow? If I'm going to walk through a room and I need to change a tampon or whatever, then I kind of hide it in my hand. That's crazy. Still, I'm an adult, and I feel the taboo effect on me.
Yeah, I think this taboo has an effect on all of us. Whether adult or a teenager. Yes.
It's nuts. So what do you think, if we raise our kind of the view a bit again, what do you think needs to be done on a policy level to ensure safe menstrual products for everyone? I'm thinking toxin-free, affordable for everybody, little to no plastic content, reusable. What do you think needs to be done on a policy level?
Yeah, well, I think the first step, as I mentioned, has already been done, the declaration of ingredients. Well, for now, it's just a declaration of single-use plastic. Of course, we need that all ingredients and materials are declared on the packaging. So I think that is something that can only happen on a policy level. And for instance, here in Austria, we are also part of the working group of the official health ministry for menstrual products and for the declaration of menstrual products. So we are working on that also on a policy level, but it is really hard, of course, to change those things that have been the same for decades. So things change slowly on a policy level, but they do. And I think one of the most important successes that we've seen over the last years in this regard was the tampon tax and everything that has happened around that, because it was in Germany that this year, with beginning of 2020, the tampon tax, the so-called tampon tax, is actually the tax that is happening on all menstrual products, and which is actually the highest tax that we have here in Austria, in Germany, or in many other countries, why there are other products that are taxed with a lower tax, such as, for instance, food, because they are necessary products. And this is something that women and people have been protesting for years now, that the tax on those products is being lowered, because we believe that menstrual products are necessary products as well, and not luxury products. So in Germany, all those protests have been successful already. The tampon tax has been lowered. We have also seen a big success in Austria, that with the new government, with the beginning of the year, we saw that the lowering of the tampon tax has also been declared in the official government declaration, but it has not been executed yet. Of course, I believe this is also due to the corona crisis, but we are still doing pressure here, because we do not want this to be postponed until forever, because we also believe it is particularly important now during Corona, because it helps especially women, who we know are under the most affected people of the Corona crisis in terms of poverty and loss of income. That is why this would be something that would help, especially women now in this current difficult situation. So this is something that is important also on a policy level. And of course, the prohibition of single-use plastic, not just the declaration, but really the prohibition would be so important, and would help us to reduce lots and lots and lots of plastic waste that is due to menstrual products, actually.
Yeah, super important. So what do you say to those who are watching or listening right now and are thinking about switching, but not sure? What advice would you have for them?
Yeah, well, very easy. Just try it out. Just think about what is your favorite, if you can say it, period product right now. Are you more in the section tampons, or are you more a pad fan? So whether, for instance, you're using just tampons, then I think a menstrual cup would really be worth trying out, because you can save a lot of money. It's actually much more comfortable. Many women ask, but really you don't feel it when you wear it? No, actually, when you've inserted it right, you do not feel it. So it's really worth trying out, especially when you're into tampons, because also it doesn't dry you out. When you're more into pads and panty liners, because there are many women who do not like to wear something in their body when they have the period, I would really recommend to start off with period underwear, because that's just the most easy product to use. You put it on like your normal underwear and start bleeding, and that's it. Yeah. So just try it out. And for those who think, oh, isn't that disgusting and so much blood, and I don't know, just try it out on your weaker days, when you're not bleeding that much. You will see it's not a mess. You can wash it easily and normally in your washing machine with your normal underwear. It will be clean afterwards. So just try it out on those days, and then you might find out that it's not disgusting at all. It's not a mess at all, and it saves a lot of money and waste.
Awesome, that's perfect. Do you want? We could wrap up the interview by. I'm super curious about what projects that you have going on at Eerdbeerwoche right now. What's your focus for the coming year?
Yeah, at the moment, our focus is period underwear, which we're trying to still improve. Of course, it's not perfect, because yet it's not possible to have 100% natural material period underwear. You still need a leak-proof part in the middle. So we are working on that, also with research projects. To improve that, to have a really 100% sustainable product that works in the field of period underwear. But also in the field of menstrual cups and those products, there are still many things that can and have to be improved. There is still a lack of transparency even in that regard. You do not see at the very moment when you buy a menstrual cup, what material it is made of or where it has been produced. So that is very important. Also, if you switch to zero waste products, do have a close look also on those products, what they are made of and where they have been produced, because of course the carbon footprint of a product that has been produced in China is much bigger than one that has been produced just around the corner. So yeah, that is also something that we pay attention to in our online shop, where we have quite strict criteria on the products that we take into account. Yeah, so still a lot of things to do in the field of menstrual products, and we will see where the whole conversation leads us to.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Bettina, for joining us for Love Zero Waste Weekly. And I want to say to all of you, those of you watching now, if you're a German speaker, especially go to Eerdbeerwoche on Instagram, Eerdbeerwoche _. And we'll put that in the notes as well. So everybody should go follow Eerdbeerwoche, especially if you're a German speaker, for lots and lots of super informative posts and fun posts on menstruation.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and for taking up that important topic, and all the best to you and your followers as well.
Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for watching. And I want to say again, go to the hashtag Environmental Week and check it out. There's lots of stuff happening this week. Thank you again, Bettina, and talk to you soon again. Bye. Thanks everybody for watching.
Have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.